So I'm dressed casually today because John called me a kid in the video. So thanks, John. Anyway, challenge accepted. So we're talking about the movie industry and movie rental places, Blockbuster, the mom and pop shops. I used to go to a lot of those mom and pop shops too, but I think really what this is about is at the end of the day, they have to evolve. And they have to be willing to do something quite a bit differently than they're doing now. So if there are mom and pop movie rental shops out there, you need to go back to one of the very basic tenets of direct response. That is, you need to narrow your focus to broaden your base. Who is the core audience? Why are they into movie rentals? Why are they into what you have? That's the question you really need to ask yourself. What else do they want? So serve that one guy really well. That one core member of your audience. Know who they are. Be able to have a hypothetical conversation with them and sit down with them and talk with them and make the whole store about them. What else can you sell? Can you sell movies as well? Can you sell books? Can you sell movie memorabilia? Can you sell posters? What else can you sell that person's really into? So think about who this guy is, right? They read the movie review sites. They read Rotten Tomatoes. They search every actor they ever hear of on IMDb. They have the IMDb app installed on their phone. John. What else does that person want? You have to make the store for that one guy. One guy. Not for everyone. That store is not for me. I don't rent movies. I don't watch TV. That store is not for me. Don't try to make it for me. It's for one guy. And if you need to interview someone about that store and what they want in it, interview John. He's the guy that your store's for. So, what about the theaters themselves? Oh, by the way, those stores, those mom and pop shops, rent the old stuff and get a red box. By the way, you can apply to have a red box at your store, which would make it a lot simpler and easier for you to rent new stuff. So the theaters themselves, well, they need to evolve too. So just thinking about some contrasts between the movie industry and the music industry. So the music industry was hit hard by piracy a couple years ago. And everyone obviously remembers Napster and all the download things and all the, piracy busts and copyright laws and all that. But at the end of the day, what was really hurt by that? Album sales, single sales, yes. Concerts, merchandise, memorabilia, no. In fact, quite the opposite. Concert sales, I submit, was aided by the widespread proliferation of singles and albums, even if it was through piracy. So that's what's different from the music industry and the movie industry. I mean, music, listening to a song, hearing it on the radio is sort of the first step. That's the first level of commitment if we're sort of measuring on the direct response ladder. So I hear it on the radio, and then maybe I listen to it on YouTube. Look up, the music video. Then maybe I buy the single. Then maybe I hear another song, and then I buy an album. But that's not really where it stops. So after that, it becomes... Then I get a t-shirt. Then I go to a concert. And if you're like me, then maybe you go to another one. And another one. And if you're like me sometimes, then maybe you see that same band 9 times in 3 months. If you do that, they know your first name. But that is sort of the progression, but the movie industry doesn't really have that. It works like you like a particular actor, they're in a new movie, and you see that movie or you don't. Sure, there are some posters, there are some t-shirts, but the widespread availability of that stuff, it's not really an accepted part of the norm of that industry. But could it be? I think it can be. Sure can. You always see, movies that become genre classics, or even that become sort of a pop culture thing, like right in the now. And then you see these pop culture lifestyle brand companies make t-shirts with quotes and other stuff. Well, sure, of course that's licensed by the production house, but where are they on that? Can't they make their own t-shirts? And things like that all these other companies do and cash in on. Yeah, they could do that with a little extra effort, but they have to sort of rethink what it is they do, and they're sort of a lifestyle marketing company. They can't look at themselves anymore as just a a film production company if they want to really leverage their content for all it's worth. So comparing and contrasting the two things again, going to a concert and going to a movie really aren't the same. I think buying an album and going to see a movie are sort of the same, right? Does that make sense? Because they're really at different levels of the commitment scale. But what if going to a movie were more like a concert? What if that were more of an event? I always thought it would be cool to have a movie premiere tour. So, touring artists from Aerosmith to Lady Gaga, they go on tour for 4 or 5 or 6 months. Can Bruce Willis do that? And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, can they do an opening tour for, let's say, The Looper? And can the director and other key staff go from the film? Yeah, they can. Can that be in 150 or 200 theaters across the U.S. across a few months? Yeah. And what does that core audience really want? What is that core audience who are really into movies? They want those DVD extras, the interviews, the behind the scenes, the commentary. Can we give them that like in person in real life? Can we do a 45-minute interview before the film, show the film, and do 45 minutes or an hour, or even a meet and greet with cocktails after the fact? Yeah, you can do that. And would that make the average price of a movie ticket that's worth $10 to $15 now, would it make it worth $50 or $70 or $90 or $100 or $150? Yeah, I think it would. I've been to meet and greets with actors and directors before. I've paid $150 to be at it. So would hardcore fans of film in the movie industry, would they do it? Yeah, they would. In much the same way I enjoy going to concerts, they would. So, John, would you do that? I submit that you would. So, it's about evolving, it's about rethinking the norm, and it's about, if you're going to make it, leverage it. And I think the core fans, the core audience, those are the people that you really have to go after. And it's really just a case of narrow your focus and broaden your base. You can't try to appeal to everybody and make it great for everybody. It just doesn't work that way. So figure out who the most important guy is and do 100% you can for that person. And maybe some of the ideas that I have, maybe they work. I think it would be cool. I would use it. Would you? So it's not really for me, it's for you. So let me know what you think. If you have video response, or if this gave you some great ideas, please steal these ideas and use them. Or if you have any of your own, please share them. Or if you would pay $100 to go to a premiere tour and meet your favorite actor and or director of the latest film, if you would do it, let us know in the comments.